everybody. Welcome to our Thursday lives. Laura, you want to say hello?
Yes, hello everybody. Sorry, I'm kind of cleaning up my desktop here so I can see everybody.
I know, I'm trying
Okay,
to pull up the Facebook group too. Here we go.
okay. Yeah. So, welcome. We are going to have some treats here this week. We're going to talk about context to contracts. I like that name. It's a little confusing, but I like it.
Yeah, it's how to find the top seller leads that are going right now that can actually get you to closing, which I know is everyone's hottest topic at the moment.
Which, by the way, while we wait here, get started, we have a challenge coming up, which is starting tomorrow, which will go exactly that. It will show you how to do contacts to contracts. So we're going to talk a little bit here in a moment about the challenge, but stay tuned because that actually is something we haven't done in years. I
Mm.
think the last time we did it was just after COVID started in 2020, and then we haven't done it for some reason. So it's really always groundbreaking for a lot of people.
Yep. Hey, Jeannie.
Yeah.
Okay, Laura, let's get going.
Yep. Let's go ahead. So who should start?
You go ahead.
Oh, me. Okay. Okay. So a few days ago, you should have had downloaded the PDF that we gave you on Tuesday about context to contracts. And a lot of what I'm going to talk about today will go over what's in the PDF. So the PDF will go into a little more specifics about it, and that's we're going to give you a little more amplified information here today. So first of all, there are a lot of ways to find leads, right? So um, the thing is that the main thing I want to say is this: you need to understand the difference between who wants to sell and who needs to sell. That's the core basis of everything. Doesn't matter where you get the leads from, if they are absentee owners, vacant evictions, distressed property, even foreclosures. Do they want to sell and need to sell? Because a lot of people might have a backup plan. A lot of people, they say, you know what, I'm not really interested in selling, or they're not really coming to grips with the fact that they might be losing their house if they don't come up with the money, right? So you wanted to understand that because that's a huge difference there. So what does it mean want to sell, need to sell? Need to sell means I need to sell. I'm aware of it, that if I don't do it today, I'm going to be out, I'm going to lose this property altogether. They want to sell. They're like, yeah, well, let's see what I can get. They really want to sell, but they're not worried about it if they don't sell it at their price, right? So as an investor, that makes a huge difference. So where do you find these people? So first of all, also you have to understand that you're looking for distressed sellers, not distressed homes, right? The home can be totally fine. It's the seller that's distressed. Okay, so that's a two big difference you have to keep in mind. So we had in the PDF several ways here, and we're going to just cover one. So for the other ones, please go ahead and download the PDF. We talked about motivated seller, distressed property, absentee owners. Then we talked about strategies in getting these leads as well, including evictions, paid ads, inbound leads. And what we're going to talk about today is the old but true driving for dollars. Okay. And I like the strategy. Honestly, back in the 80s, when I even started real estate investing, back then it was called farming. They say choose an area, get to be the best person for that area, the go-to person, and then it will be easy for you to pick your properties, your listings, as an agent. And so that concept kind of stuck with me over the years because, I want kind of tell you, a lot of you that don't know, I've been in real estate before wholesaling was even a strategy. Okay, it was called flipping the contracts back then. So with that said, farming has always been a core strategy, even as an agent, but also as an investor. And one of the things I share all the time is honestly, you don't have to go all over the place. If you get very good at a few zip codes, 4 zip codes were enough to keep my business very healthy for over 20 years. Now we expanded because we introduced more the virtual aspect of it. But in the beginning, that's how it was. So farming and driving for dollars is very lucrative. So what this driving for dollar is you go out there in the field, literally drive around, or you scoot around. You can also use a scooter. We had a student doing that, or a bicycle, but you drive. We even had somebody hiring Uber. Paid this guy on Uber $50, and he was able to do one deal for 38,000 for Ubering $4. But anyway, you go out in the field, you drive around, and you look for properties. Okay, what are you looking for specifically? And Elizabeth, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I genuinely, it's one of my, even as the virtual queen, I love, love, love to do drive for dollars. So anytime I'm in one of my two biggest markets, I will drive around. I'll spend about a day driving around. And what you do is you drive around and you look for properties that are showing any kind of distress. So boarded up windows. Now, I notice in Florida, you don't do that during hurricane season. People will leave the boards up the entire time. So knowing that, but other than that, making sure that you are able to drive around and you look for that, or broken windows, gutters falling off, the roof needs replacing, any kind of like big distress. The grass is really, really high. My favorite is seeing papers on the windows that's like showing any kind of distress. You look for vacancies, for sale by owner signs, small like agent signs, like smaller. It's not like Keller Williams or anything like that, but like the smaller companies, you could talk to them for more leads. So driving for dollars is my favorite. You take about a couple hours and you drive around the area and you just look for distressed properties. And so when you do that, what I find that is it's 30% of deals that do not end up on lists. So meaning like, 70% will end up on some kind of list. Okay? So 70% will end up on some kind of list that you can pull and stuff. But there's that 30%, where you have no idea that they are in distress, and you want to know unless you drive. So kind of looking for that and noticing that is really important. And so I really like that, because then I find a lot of leads that investors, the lazier of investors that are just pulling lists and doing nothing else, I find the leads that other people don't, and I'm able to talk to them. The other beauty about this is get out and talk to them, walk around, things like that. When you get out and talk to neighbors, they can give you contact info. They can tell you what's going on with the home, especially if it's vacant. Maybe they're watching over it. There have been times where I'm driving for dollars and people actually come out, because obviously you're stopped in front of their house and you're looking at their house. So it kind of confuses them a little bit, but then you just say, look, I'm an investor in the area and your house caught my eye. Would you be interested in selling? And you can have these conversations that you couldn't have otherwise, chasing them down. The other beauty is if you're driving around and you see distress, then you get to see the signs, like the for sale by owners, that maybe these people don't know how to promote, and they're not on the list for sale by owner. They're not listed on Zillow as for sale by owner and stuff like that. And so you can actually talk to them and make deals happen that way. So one of the things I want to ask of the ladies here that are watching is if you are looking for a low-hanging fruit that's easy to do, it doesn't require a lot of tools, it just requires gas in a car and maybe a notebook to take notes and write down the addresses. This is one of the ways. This is my top lead source, meaning that like out of the so many leads that I get, I actually close the most deals out of a drive for dollars list than anything else. I have another coach in our community. They drive around all the time. They were actually just posting videos of them driving around yesterday for the student group. And this is their number one lead source. They do this all the time because it brings in massive leads for them. And so they can do a lot of closings, find rentals. You can also look for rent signs, and those can be either cash buyers for you, meaning that they become they're landlords, so they'll look for other properties, or you can talk to them about selling. Maybe they're not interested in continually renting things out and stuff like that. So it's a really good way to get multiple lead sources in.
Yeah. We actually had, this for me is more it's something like Liz, she's more regular with this type of strategy. For me, it's like I keep my eyes open when I drive. I try to drive a different area all the time to really see. We had students, and once they're talking about Uber, we actually had a couple of students, one in Los Angeles and one in St. Louis, who were Uber drivers, and they found their deals while they were driving for Uber. So there you go, right? You can be an Uber driver and you get paid for driving for dollars. some maybe give some ideas, some of you. So we had, like I said, even if this was the strategy, the number one strategy that you use to do this, to get leads, think of, a lot of Jimmy and Patricia, right? Some of our coaches, I think 80 to 90% of their leads come from Driving for Dollars. So to really do this and just become the best at this, and it's fun. Like Jimmy and Patricia, they say they love to go out in the morning, get a croissant and coffee, and drive around every morning for 2-3 hours, and that's how they get all the leads. So it's a lot of fun, but keep it fun. That's the other thing about any lead generation you do. I don't care if it's Driving for Dollars, evictions. You say, how can I have fun with evictions? Trust me, you can have fun with that too. And anything else, just keep it fun. Keep it light, make it something fun out of it. Like Jim and Patricia, they say they know I was making fun of them because they're in Orlando. And I said, all the French bakeries in Orlando, don't you? He said, yes, we do, because they go and get their coffee in the morning with the French pastries. So that's the thing, that you make it fun and go out 2-3 hours every morning. And that's what they do. And, they did enough wholesale deals over the last 2 years that they paid off all their rentals and still buying more rentals. So that's how they used this strategy of Driving for Dollars with that. Now, a couple other ones I said we have in the PDF. One of them is evictions. One is about inbound leads. So those are all classes on its own. But we just wanted to give you a little bit about the Driving for Dollars. And it's about taking action, guys. It's about taking action.
And one thing I want to say, though, that I've noticed a lot as investors, and I've said this for a while, have become very lazy. They expect these leads to constantly come to them. They're not willing to do the work. And then they're complaining about competition and getting like beat out by things and stuff. So you want to understand that as an investor, it does take a little bit of work, especially if you're going to wholesale these deals, to go to the source and get them, because that's, if not, you're paying a wholesaler to do what we are teaching you to do right now. And so it does take time. It does take effort, but that's why the big bucks are in that. That's why there's less competition when you drive for dollars and you're calling somebody and you won't hear, oh, you're the 10th person that's called me, right? Because sometimes they may not be distressed monetarily wise, like they may not be showing up on a list, but the signs are there and they haven't considered selling just yet till you've called. So I wanted to just kind of point that out there, that there's some work into being an investor, but it is a very profitable thing. For every 10 hours, I mean, the average deal I would say that somebody spends working on a deal average, like if you accumulate all the time as a wholesaler, is probably like 10 to 15 hours a deal max. And that's including like talking on the phone and stuff like that. I mean, do you know anywhere else where you're going to make an average of $10,000 for about 10, 15, 20 hours of work? If you do, tell me. I would love to know. But other than that, like, it's just not that kind of thing. So put some work into this, guys, and get on the phone and talk to them, but drive around, have a conversation. We're focusing on the Drive for Dollars right now because you can focus on it. It's something anyone can do. You don't need a tool. You don't need to go to an office to do it. You don't need to go to the recorder of deeds. You don't have to pay anything but gas. So this is something every single one of you could go out and do today and get deals under contract.
Yep. So like I said, Driving for Dollars is good, but like I said, any of the strategies we talk about and a lot more, I would say just focus on one strategy, get the best of it that you can, to the point we tell our students that we're going to put you on stage in next retreat and you're going to teach everybody else, which we actually do. So with that said, like I said, we have a challenge starting tomorrow, and this challenge is about taking action. Okay. So how many are interested in knowing more about this challenge? Just put something in the box. If you're a student, guys, it's already yours, so you don't have to do it. But anybody else, you have to become a student. So if you're interested to see how you can become a student so you can be part of this challenge, it's going to be groundbreaking. I'll tell you why. We have a training that I think is the best training out there. It's very much step-by-step. It's blueprint. It's obviously tested. I've been in this business for 4 decades, so I think I cracked the code a while ago on what to do with real estate. But the thing is this challenge is about really breaking on daily steps. And I know a lot of the ladies, women like this, right? We have so much going on in our life. Is that somebody could tell me every day what I should do, which honestly I've been thinking about doing an app for Alexa to tell you every morning what you should do. That would be amazing, right? But the thing is every day. So this challenge is designed to tell you what to do every day over the next 4 weeks. So you can simply do one thing, close the deal. Okay. So if anybody there is like, oh, I need some more hand holding, I would like more the step by step, I would like more to know what I should do every day to really get going instead of getting a lot of information, this is what the challenge is about. So if you're interested, like I said, yeah, put it in the chat, and we will reach out to you and see, schedule a call and explain to you how it works to become part of the community as far as the students. We have several students here today. Welcome, guys. And like I said, be part of the community.
I agree. So I put it in the description, but my team will also put it in the chat in case you don't see the description to schedule a call with us. Now, the challenge starts tomorrow. You can join as late as Wednesday and be able to get caught up, but that's definitely something that I recommend. So I would say schedule your call for tomorrow and we can get you in as quick as possible would be great. So now what we are going to do is we're going to go into our raffle that we do every single week. So how do you get entered into the raffle? Easy. All you have to do is join our Facebook group, and then you start commenting like crazy. Now, why do we do this? Because what I have found is that when you have a community and you foster the community and you put time and excitement and love into the community, you also get a lot taken out of, and you can also you start doing deals and things yourself because you're around real estate all the time. So what we do is we take the top 3 commenters in the group of that week, we put them in a spinning wheel, and we let it pick. And so today's winner is going to receive this lovely item here. Hold on, let me pull it up. So I don't know why it's pulling like that, but it's going to receive this lovely item here where...
What is it? I can't even see.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go. So then you can have the book as well as an order of crumble cookies, which I thought would be fun to kind of do that. Now, I just finished reading this book. That's why we were raffling it. I really loved it. Now, I will say there is one chapter that does not align to my views, so don't take all chapters as this is what Liz thinks is great. But I loved this book enough to raffle it anyway. So it was really good. Gave me a lot of tangible steps to help me kind of move forward. So this winner will get this. You have 1 week to claim it. You have to watch this live. So you're in the Facebook group, obviously. So you have to watch this live, and then you'll email our assistant, Amanda, with your address so that we can get this sent to you as soon as possible. So this winner is Leanne Lane Overbay. So Leanne, congratulations. You are the winner of our raffle this week. Okay. Laura, anything else we want to say?
No, I mean, it's about taking action. I can't stress that enough. It's like Elizabeth says all the time, doing messy, right? A lot of people that want to get into real estate investing, they think they need all this extra stuff, a website and this and that. That's not going to make you money, and that's why we are really striving to say, okay, we're going to hit the ground running, because I'm sure you agree the best way to really prove to yourself that to be successful and this works for you is to have things actually happening. So take action, guys, even if it's imperfect. Don't wait, don't worry, don't wait, just do it.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get off here. We have a fun day. We have a set of kickoff calls today for students that joined from the workshop, so they're going to get into the challenge. If you are interested in attending this challenge and becoming part of the community, there's a link in the chat. I also posted it in the description so that you guys are able to join as quick as possible and we can get you in as well. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you have a great weekend. Wendy says, I like the new way you're doing lives.
Hey, Wendy.
I like them too. Aren't they cool? Okay, well, we'll get off here and we will talk to the rest of you soon. Students, I will be going live later today. I have a couple of calls, so expect that. I know a lot of people are asking when I'm going to do a live on the challenge and everything starting tomorrow. That will be later today, this afternoon. And I'll see the rest of you in the group. Bye, everyone.